Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's World Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW to WWE. I am Sam the SLB, fearless leader of Bedlam Media and co-host of ATR's War, ATR Rising Sun, as well as the host of Uncle Sam. I haven't said it in a while. It's been a minute since I've done that. And alongside me today is the man behind X, wrestling voice of reason, Scott.
Yes, I am 1/3 of ATR's War, revitalized and brought back the Catch a View interview series. If you guys haven't watched that, please go back and watch the last episode that just came out this past week. Had a great time with my friend Alex. I am also your reigning and defending undisputed Bedlam Media Pick'em Wrestling Champion. Wow, that was a lot. And also your ex-North American wrestling. I don't know what the hell we're calling myself for that shit, but I handle everything on the X side or Twitter or whatever the hell people want to call it when it comes to ATR is War.
And also joining us is the third man, the man himself from Parts Unknown, not his basement. I'm going to go with, I like Generico Dudley. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Men in Black and my co-host from ATR Rising Sun, Ethan.
Yes, it's me, the Japan champion of Twitter. I guess we're going to keep that joke going. By the way, I start posting again on there.
I know I saw. Yes.
You can follow me on Twitter, because why not? And everything, any website, bodyslam.net, Turnbuckle Times. Hi, guys. Everything on the site, because I do everything. It's just too long. I'm gonna start showing my Twitter picture. Be like, here, just follow all that. If you follow me, you know where you can find me. So yeah. And Mr. Bell in the bank. Thank you for Scott for bringing that up, because you double Bell.
No problem.
Guys, before we begin, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more wrestling content. As Scott said, he brought back his interview series. He had his friend Alexandra Huff. Definitely go listen to that. Great interview. Great discussion going on between them. Folks, we are a few months away from WrestleMania.
2 months.
2 months away.
A
week.
Few weeks.
Actually, at the time of recording, we are a month away. I got stuff going on in here today. So, bear with me. Month away as of recording from WrestleMania, 2 nights, Easter weekend, guys. So, get that ham and hide them eggs and
your weed.
Yeah, exactly. Want to make it known that going into Mania, we do have a little bit of a schedule adjustment this year. Obviously, we're doing our shorts now for our pick shows. So, Stand and Deliver will be a short. However, we will be continuing our WrestleMania Go Home show. That will be one show for both nights. Still don't know the lineup, so I believe we're going to be dropping that. When would you say? Probably that Thursday?
Probably. Yeah, we'll probably drop the short Wednesday. Not Wednesday. We'll probably drop the short on Thursday and then drop the episode either later Thursday or Friday morning.
And then we will have our post show. I would assume we're going to do one big post show for that too.
Yeah, because it'll be the end of what season? This is what, season 4? 5?
5.
We'll have maybe a new champion. I don't know. I still have a chance to catch up and tie Ethan just reversed from last year. So who knows? We'll see.
And then kicking off season 6 will be TNA this year.
That's true.
We would just talk about the schedule, and we got another late SmackDown, I think, in the Hall of Fame is going to be back to back again. Sounds like,
unfortunately,
and it's going to be on the West Coast, over in Vegas. I'm going to be honest with you. I do miss when SmackDown was not on Friday. So you could have had this on, SmackDown on Thursday.
Yep. Hall of Fame on Friday.
Friday.
Hall of Fame and NXT on Friday. Then you have Saturday Mania, night 1, Mania, night 2 on Sunday. That's like literally would be the perfect lineup.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
So one thing I wanted to bring up, because we haven't even talked about this. We're talking about Mania season. We are a month away. Hall of Fame, 2025. so far we have 3, and there's one reason that this comes up because I did see a discussion on X that I think we can all have a discussion on. So far we have, I believe he's going to be the head of the class, Triple H.
Yep.
Michelle McCool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the most recent one was Lex Luger.
Correct.
Has been added. Really exciting. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, wow, he has not been inducted yet.
I know. I was a bit surprised with that as well, but I believe, if memory serves correct, I think there was an issue with the former management of WWE when it came to Lex. So I think that might have been why he wasn't inducted before. Just like some other, famous teams, like I believe Demolition, who recently now has legend contracts with WWE again. So I would not be surprised if maybe they get added as a late inductee for this year or maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I would see them at this point. I mean, if they give him a Legends contract, that's almost like
It's the next step.
That's pretty much concrete.
Yep.
I mean, they do need a tag team. Who else don't? What do they do? They do like a tag team.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Ethan.
Tag team, a woman wrestler. They used to do celebrities, but thank God they kind of got rid of that entirely. They did a warrior war, but I think did they do one last year?
No, they didn't. No, the last one was Titus when Titus O'Neil won it. That was 2 years ago. But yeah, they didn't do one last
so
year.
that one kindly died down, but most of they do. But like Scott's the last 2 years. But yeah. By the way, I'm glad Scott brought up tag teams actually, because rumor is natural disasters are supposed to be going in.
Yes, I would. Thank you for saying that because I remember reading that. I had forgotten about that. I think that'd be cool too. Those guys have had good singles careers and obviously tag team careers in both WWE.
Who I kind of missed that, Ethan.
Natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon.
Yep.
Ooh, imagine if you did both of them in Demolition.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but do you think they would actually? You know what? Yeah, screw it. Put both. Do 2 tag teams this year. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, I mean, there's normally 5 people that normally go in, so sometimes more depending. But recently, I think they've kept it to like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
so which I like. They only have the 3, and there's still a month to go. So it wouldn't surprise me if you had at least 1 to 2, at least 2 to 3 more people getting inducted into the Hall.
There's 2 rumors I've seen, but I don't know if Sam's gonna bring them up or not. But there's 2 that I've seen.
No, I was gonna say the other one that came to mind was they always have like that legend who's like, retired before the Vince McMahon took over. Like they had the guy last.
Oh yeah, like the legacy inductees. Yeah, they had that. What was it? 1 year they had like 8 of them, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh yeah, that's right. A couple years ago, that's when they started. I think when Taker went in.
Yes,
that's when they started that one, and then
I don't think they did any last year.
Yeah, they did. Well, I'm not talking legacy because legacy always happens. I'm talking about they'll have somebody who's not legacy, but also somebody who's like still alive, who was wrestled a while ago. So last year we had it was Thunderbolt Patterson.
That's right. Yep.
So somebody who like retired like 30 years ago is old but is still alive.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, yeah, go on. I did have another thought, but it's totally irrelevant to. It has to do with one of the inductees. But Ethan, you said there were rumors.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the Hall of Fame because I was trying to see if they did legacy, but I'll talk about it in a minute. So the 2 I seen were Kamala and Ken Shamrock.
Ooh, I thought Kamala was already in. Interesting. Okay.
And I thought Bulk Nakano was in until last year. Yeah, I seen who was it originally? I think it was PW Insider reported one of them, but Ken Shamrock would be cool.
Ken Shamrock makes sense. I mean, he's already in the TNA Hall of Fame, so
wouldn't it be okay? We're now talking about this, and I was just literally having this thought. Can you imagine? Now we have this partnership between WWE and TNA. What the TNA Induction Hall of Fame might include. What we're now capable of doing.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. You might be able to get some actual talent. Like, I thought it was very top notch when we had The Rock induct Ken Shamrock into the TNA
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was really cool.
But imagine what you can do now.
Yep.
So talking about this, the reason why I thought the Hall of Fame would be a good conversation piece was one of the things that had come up was it had to do with Sting's name. Because them and Sting.
Sam, you got you.
Did I pause?
So this was like the perfect cutoff because you went into starting a sentence and you paused and then it just stopped. And like Ethan and I kind of looked at each other like, wait, did Sam just drop out? And then it cut back into you recording. And I was like, what just happened?
All right. Well, we're not cutting that out because it gives you a good lead up. How about that? So the conversation that I had seen online was who would induct Lex Luger. And the name that does come up is Sting.
Mm.
It's like, oh, Sting is like him and they're like buddy. They go back
Yeah.
years. The problem is we've now had the flip where AEW has this, Tony kind of has a Vince McMahon attitude to him.
Yeah.
Would they let Sting induct Lex Luger? I think 100%, assuming that's what they want to go with.
It makes you wonder, though, if Tony would be petty enough where if Sting were to come out, they'd have to slap like an AEW like thing like they do for TNA stars when they come out. They have the TNA ribbon that goes across. Makes you wonder if Tony wants them to do stuff like that for Sting. Even though Sting was a WWE star, he was a TNA star before. Obviously, WCW as well.
Yeah, but everybody might be petty, like, no, fuck you.
And that's another unfortunate possibility as well. Tony could say, "No, it's not going to happen."
Yeah, well, that's the route I think it's going to happen. I think 95% it's not going to be him, and they're going to choose somebody who also might be close. And I can't think of anyone else who Luger was really close with.
Bang.
Maybe. Having DDP would be good because DDP was there when Cody came in to tell Lex that he was being inducted. So that kind of like leads that right there. I don't know. Maybe we could have.
Or you might get somebody who's young and just like, oh, I don't know why. Like, you're inducting Lex. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting talking point. I think it'd be cool for Sting to come out. Don't see it happening.
I know, which is unfortunate.
Let him, TK. Let him. He's retired. He technically could.
Well, he's technically still under contract.
He should get an AEW Legends contract.
He pretty much has one.
Yeah, but where he's able to like bop around when he wants to.
Yeah,
that's true. He's retiring the face paint, by the way. Speaking of people stuff retiring.
Yeah, after this year, I think he's no longer doing the face paint when he does meet and greets and such.
Oh, so he's going back to the old surfer's thing. A lot easier to do on the face.
No, he's going back to Steve Bourne.
Yeah. He's going even farther back. Yeah.
TNA. My God, Steve Bourne. Since we're talking about this year's Hall, who do you think inducts Michelle or Triple H? I mean, Sean probably for Triple H because Triple H did Sean, so I can see that.
Or Stephanie.
I was thinking maybe both of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For Michelle McCool, I'd love. We all like, we'll take her, but I would love to see Layla.
That was my second choice. Was Layla
to induct her? Also, speaking of Layla, she recently put out a tweet saying that she is now getting back into independent wrestling.
Woo!
So part of me is like, oh boy, this could be interesting. Maybe like a sprinkle in for the Rumble. Chelsea Green's already reached out to her like on Twitter to wrestle her because she's a diva. She's a diva stuck in the wrong era. So she wants to wrestle all the divas. So it's great.
That tweet Chelsea was like, wait a minute, because what's going on with the Layla thing, and Joe's like, wait a minute, when did she say this? Where's the tweet? And everybody's like, here, here.
The internet will help you from time to time. They're not always out to bash you.
They're not dicks all the time.
99% of the time, yes, but that 1%.
But for Triple H, I can see like Sam said, Sean and or Stephanie. And then for Michelle, it's probably gonna be Taker, but I could, screw it, put Taker and Layla. There, done. Or Awesome Kong.
Oh, Awesome Kong.
Because
Ugh,
remember 20. Oh wait, that was for Layla. Never mind, disregard that part. But
what a I know having Karma for like such a short dominant run made me really sad that she didn't get more time.
she left because she was pregnant, I think.
I think so. I think that was why. But her TNA run was like,
The greatest thing ever.
oh my god. And then of course she then transitioned over to Glow, doing the television series on Netflix, and she was really good on that too. That's another show that got canceled prematurely. God damn you, Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about. I was wondering about that. I was like, wait.
It was such a good show, but whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. But I think for the Hall of Fame, I think they're gonna announce. Well, because last year they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically 6 because Muhammad Ali was the celebrity.
Right.
Because that's where Rock got his bold title. Well, it was from his widow, but let's be honest, it's The Rock was like, here.
It's the People's Championship.
Can we put Batista on the Hall of Fame for God's sakes?
So
just it's coming. It's coming.
Give me what I want.
when you look at the Wikipedia page, which I was a little confused on, it said Hall of Fame inductee, future inductee, Batista TBD.
Okay, technically he was supposed to be in 2020, but the pandemic hit.
Yes.
So I think he wanted to wait till fans came back.
Yep.
Which respect. I think he had a movie to do too. I think so.
Probably one of the Guardians movies.
Yeah, probably. But honestly, I like the 5 or 6, like because I feel like you're gonna start running out of people.
I mean, we're still. Well, I don't know about running out of people, but they're so goddamn long because some of these guys just don't stop talking.
I remember the one where Kurt Angle got inducted. Hillbilly, I like him, but holy shit, Mr. T.
I love you, mama.
Well, that was Thunderbolt Patterson. That was what's her name? I don't think they gave any of these people prompts.
No, they just let them go.
The Rock's mom got inducted.
Yep.
She was like really last minute though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Heyman went the longest, but his was great. I didn't mind his. Well, you two were in the build last year.
Yep.
Heyman's was just. I actually went back and rewatched. It's the cuts you can find on YouTube are fine, but being in the building, you just.
Yeah, it was another feeling. It was amazing.
Sometimes I'll watch stuff back, but rarely for the Hall of Fame. There's 3 speeches: Heyman's, Taker's, and Bobby the Brain Heenan's. Are the 3 I go back to the
Bobby's
most.
was good. I liked Bobby's too, yeah.
Beth Phoenix's was pretty good. It was a little long, but it was good. I fell asleep. I woke up. I was like, Hillbilly Jim was still talking. I was like,
15 hours later. God damn it, Hillbilly Jim.
Well, Mr. T. I like Mr. T, but even everybody's like, that was too. And then he still posted the whole thing on his Twitter. We're like, no, I'm so glad that would have been like 30 years. Poor Kane had to go out to be like, hey, go.
Even Kane's like during COVID was so short. It made me so sad because that man probably could have told lots of stories.
Oh yeah, I remember that they had the screens and then they were on the stage.
I hated that so much.
I like how they're actually in the ring now.
Yes, yeah, you get the 3/4 ring, and then they just talk. It's nice. Yeah, you don't have to worry about some fool trying to run in and tackle Bret Hart. So
Cash Wheeler, the hero, that one.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah.
Smoked him too. I was like,
that was some good shit. Like, I don't understand why people are so stupid and they do shit like that. Like, your 15 minutes of fame, it's like, no, it's not worth it.
There's an assault charge trying to happen.
They're really good with covering that where we don't know these people. Once they've got them out of the building, I mean, you don't see anything about those people online.
No. You just remember the moment that it happened, and you're just like, why? Like,
that was a talk of Twitter for like a week.
Yeah. This is insane.
What was I watching? Was that when was it the G1 Supercard in Madison Square Garden? Is that the same night?
Yeah, it was actually.
It's 2018, right? 2019.
1 sec. I think
Because I remember
no,
watching
19. It was you're 19.
because I remember watching G1 because that was a big deal. It was the first major wrestling show in like what 60 years at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And somebody goes, "You need to change this. Bret Hart just got jumped." And I'm like, and I go back and watch the video, and even Bret just kind of like stands back and he's like,
The fuck?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching because like it was outside WWE like ring, and let's be honest, 2019 WWE was. Let's just be honest here. Me Scott can testify that one. And I had people text me like, "Hey, put on the Hall of Fame for a sec." What they're like, "Are you watching?" I was like, "No, I'm watching the G1 show." And they're like, "I was like, why?" Just go to the Hall of Fame for a second. Okay. Next thing I know, like Brett was talking, and then some guy with a Jamaican hat, even Italia's like, "What the fuck?" And then Cash Weir's there's video Cash Weir's boom. Well, he looked around first, make sure no cameras. Popped him.
Yep.
I was like, "Atta boy."
Yeah.
Defend his hero. But
yeah. Good times. I remember, I'm going to jump back now. I remember when the Hall of Fame really first kicked off. So obviously 1993, after, was it 93, 94 when Andre the Giant died? I know he got inducted.
he was the very first one.
Yep.
And then WrestleMania 20, I think, is when it officially became, hey, we're doing a Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And I don't know, there was something about it. The way they made that feel was always like, I don't know.
It was a big deal. They made it out to be a big deal.
Yeah, spectacular. Maybe it was another way to rub their rub in the face of WCW, Ted Turner. You know.
The corrections got that. We thought Tyson Hill was the last Warrior Award winner. It was actually Tim White in 2023.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Tim White, Rhode Island legend.
Oh, Tim White. He was
So last year was the first year they didn't do the Warrior Award, but Tim White was the last one. I forgot. Honestly, I felt bad for forgetting that because Chad was 2022, and then some guy named Rich Hare. I think he was the longest tenured person there, like not counting Finn's. Legacy Award, by the way, that Legacy Sam brought top of the show, that was 2021. I was kind of curious. I was like, wait, when did they start doing the Legacy thing? But they didn't do it since then, which is funny.
Well, I mean, they did like 18 people then. So
yeah. Yeah.
It was insane. I was just like, I don't know any of these names. I know they're all older than me being alive, but my goodness.
Now, let's go back to I want to bring this up because I know I have feelings with how WWE makes these decisions.
Oh boy.
And we've had this discussion before, but you know what? We got time and we got things we don't have to talk about. So I'm going to bring this up. WWE, you need to be responsible and make a date on when people can enter and not while they're wrestling still. Period. I want like a 5 or 10 year delay for these people. We can't be like,
oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, yes, for Hall of Fame, yes.
Rey Mysterio. And I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. He's still wrestling. When was he inducted?
One sec.
Long time ago.
A long time ago.
It's been years.
2 years ago.
He's still going. And he's pretty much full
ago.
time.
Edge is still going. Oh, sorry. Cope.
Can't see in my glasses, but Jesus Christ. God.
I like how I thought Sam was going to say wait till they're dead. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Sam.
Well, no. I mean,
No.
unfortunately, some of them, like Eddie, you know, you kind of have no choice at that point. But, I agree with that. There should be at least a 5-year. It's like the NFL. 5 years retired, then you can go into the Hall of Fame. There's not a voting thing because if that was the case, it'd be all recent. Was it recency biased? I think is the way to say it. But it'd be all the new people. You'd never get any of the older people to go in because most fans don't pay attention like some of the hardcore people do. So, But I agree with that, Sam. It definitely should be a 5-year wait. You retire. You could still be part-time, I would say. I'd give that a pass.
Yeah,
But
I would too.
if you are full-time, like
Right.
you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame yet.
Because you even look at, John Cena, if he retires, and we're going to talk about him in a minute, if he actually, and when he retires, granted, I mean, they could give him the Brady thing where it's like, we're not going to wait for you to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That man deserved it.
I mean, that's true.
But I know I just pissed off every non-New England fan who listens to this show. It's like, where do you mean Brady? Where do you mean Brady? Neckbeards out there listening.
Insert the booing.
Yeah.
Boo.
I mean,
You suck.
They could do that, I mean, but I think 5 years. I will take 5.
Yeah, 10's a little too much, honestly.
Even the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is not a legitimate Hall of Fame. I'm going to say that from now on. It's a metalhead.
Okay,
not
Chris
legitimate.
Jericho.
I'm in a mood today. Even they're like, I think it's 25 years after their debut album releases. I believe that's the time frame for them.
So they can still keep playing and get inducted. That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's that's a different circumstance.
That's a little different, yeah. I mean, you
Yeah.
can play music till you're I don't know, you're on your deathbed. I mean, that's literally what David Bowie did. But wrestling, I mean, wrestling could be treated more like a sport. It should be treated like a sport in that regard. I mean, what is I mean, I know baseball has rules, NFL has rules, NBA has rules. You're going in that back yet. All right. I don't know. I'm going to until we get some kind of law and order in the non-existent building that is the Hall of Fame. There's a whole nother thing. You could build a casino out in Vegas. Wrestling Endeavor could build a wrestling casino, a UFC casino. Hall of Fame. Don't tell me that wouldn't work.
Don't say that, Sam. God, because if that ever comes true. I constantly joke about moving to Vegas. Like, gone.
Motivation, my friend.
Yeah,
regardless. All right. So I decided before this episode, I was advised by the Council of Elders, Scott, pretty much that the first half hour of Raw was must see.
Yes.
Absolutely must see. So I'm like, what is this must see? And boy, was it must see. If you guys didn't already do so, Raw at this point, a week ago, from the time you listened to this, John Cena came out and pumped out like a 20-minute promo. Came out, and I'll tell you, there was something about this, and I love John Cena. I'm going to say it. I never disliked the man. He was, when I was, and this is why it hurt when I was telling you, Scott, it hurt when he said, oh, for the last 25 years, when I started watching wrestling full time was when John Cena was, or he hadn't even had a title yet. Doctor of Thugonomics, Word Life, rap battles. I don't think I've seen John Cena this real in a promo in a long time.
Yeah.
Everything else just seemed like John Cena. He's John Cena. He does the 5 moves of doom, makes motivational hustle, loyalty, and respect speech, and then walks out. This was. Yeah, I don't know. Scott, Ethan. A cinema.
Yes. Ethan, go ahead. Give your thoughts first.
Apparently, we're abusive to him.
Yes.
I love how they show that kid in the crowd. And I think he just bought the shirt because there was a tiny silver like WWE. And he's like, "Yeah, Cena." And then I forget what Cena said. Like, basically talking about the fans. And the kid's like, "Oh, you get clearly fuck those kids, I guess."
My God. Like that, it's funny you mentioned that line. Like they showed I saw a clip right before I sat down to do this with you guys, and they showed that, and Cena was talking about like his thing, like what have you guys ever done like to help me. And the kid that he pointed to afterwards screams out, "I love you." And then Cena continues on and he goes, "Including that kid."
Yeah.
You're a toxic, like abusive relationship. And the kid's face just like melted away. And I was just like, he just stabbed that child in the chest. Like ripped his heart out like Temple of Doom style and just like set it on fire. Insane.
Yeah, that kid was just like, oh, literally in like 30 seconds. I mean, they all chanted "fuck you, Cena," but unfortunately, Netflix censored it. I'm like, why?
Well, we got to hear like the first couple of times of doing it. I'm like, wow, they're gonna let this go. And then all of a sudden it started cutting out. I was like, damn it.
Not on YouTube, it wasn't. When I
Oh,
watched the
that's
YouTube clip,
good. Well, I don't think it was now. I think it was WWE taking over Netflix and like here. Um, I think the problem was great. Honestly, that was the best thing of Raw. And we started at 3 p.m. Eastern. Can we do that every week?
No, because I'm still at work. I had to wait until like close to 6 p.m. to start it because I didn't
Yeah,
want to accidentally jump in the middle of something and be like, shit.
yeah.
Like,
You're like,
next week
can I-
starts at 4 p.m. So I get out of work at 4. So I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna miss the first few minutes. So I don't want to do that again. So I'm gonna
I,
wait until that's over. So
I like you text. You're like, can I watch it now? Or
I
is it
know.
still-
I was
like-
so impatient at like 5:30. I'm like, can I watch it now? Like, is it still playing?
I was like, no, go ahead, Scott. You can watch it. It was funny because back. Well, wait and see it for a second. That show went 2 hours and 20 minutes. I was like, yes, love it. But yeah, to see that was the best thing on that show, and getting. I'm glad they didn't see it like when Cody came out and like basically he just let him talk.
Yep.
They're facing off in next week or as this drops tonight, whenever this drops.
Yep.
Basically the following Raw.
Yep.
In Scotland.
So something I noticed after like reading a whole bunch of like reactions for people, there was a segment like but when Cody was coming out, they darkened all the lights in the ring. So Cena was standing in the dark, and the only light that was being shown in that whole section was when Cody was coming out, and the light followed him to the ring. And then there's a picture of him doing the woe, standing on the apron or standing on the ropes, and like the whole section up to him is lit, and everything in the ring was dark. So it's like the battle of good and evil. And I'm like, the storytelling with the lighting, guys. Just yes.
perfect.
This whole thing is gonna be absolutely ridiculous to watch. And every year, I don't know how they do this, but every year there's always one or two storylines that absolutely hook me and just like I need to see how this happens. And after watching wrestling for longer than both of you have been alive, for them to just still be able to do that every year, it makes me very happy.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some power behind listening to this. The John Cena sucks chance had, I mean, I have go away heat for John Cena sucks chance. I don't know why you're chanting that. It's not even like cool to chant it. Like it's not
anymore.
like the Kurt Angle you suck chants, which were just like, that's just part of who Kurt Angle is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. There's something about that killed it. But there was something behind it. Like these people were Roman Reigns out after 33, after he beat Undertaker. That's what I felt.
Same. Absolutely. And the fact that Cena just stood perfectly even in the middle of the W, in the middle of the WWE logo, just kind of like standing there and just listen, and the camera pans all the way out, and you just hear the fans, the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," and it's just for 5 minutes. Like Seth Rollins was jealous of that because he doesn't get that type of reaction anymore. He still gets his song sung, but it's not like how that segment was. My goodness gracious. Just I'm going to be like The Rock and be like, oh, getting goosebumps, getting the chills. But seriously, like this has the opportunity to be one of the most special year-long storylines that I think WWE has maybe ever done. And I'm I'm cautiously optimistic, but the other part of me is waiting for that shoe to drop and for them to make a colossal mistake and ruin this whole thing. And I don't want to feel that way, but after watching wrestling, especially WWE, for so long,
They're gonna fuck it up somewhere.
and it hurts me to say that. And I agree with you, Ethan. I hate it. I don't want them to. I want this to be stellar. I want Cena to go all the way to Saturday night's main event in Boston at the very end of December and have the face turn, and then it's the happy ending. He can ride off into the sunset, probably into the Hall of Fame that following year. I want this to be just the perfect way to do it. I don't know what they're going to do. I still don't know what I'm going to pick when it comes to Mania because there's still a month before we get there. So I love that feeling of not knowing what's going to happen.
There's a lot. There's we were talking about it on a previous episode, Scott. I think you and I said where Cody's reign has been like all right. We're glad he has the title, but this is really starting to feel like this is like I'm gonna upset some people here.
Do it.
But I know you guys know where I'm coming from. This is really starting to feel like The Rock and Stone Cold. It's starting to feel like Hogan and, Macho Man, Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. You're not just wrestling, you're wrestling the big baddie now.
Mm-hmm.
And the big baddie doesn't, he's not going to go down without a fight.
I like how, by the way, he's like, I'm not changing my gear. I'm not changing my entrance music.
Yes. I wasn't mad, but I was upset that it was the same music. I'm like, this doesn't fit the new persona. And then Cena was like, you're going to get what you deserve, and you deserve nothing. And I'm just like, my hat's off to you, sir. Well played.
I think
very well played.
In going off of that, in the long run, as much as like, man, we wish we could have had all this change, this is all going to play in so well.
Yep.
It's just you're going to look back. I mean, I'll use Kurt Angle again. I mean, I can't imagine, Scott, you probably have a better memory than I do. When Kurt Angle, he was like the, happy-go-lucky, he was the gold medal champion. And then all of a sudden started to turn into an a-hole.
Yep.
But his theme song never changed and his gimmick never changed.
Right. The only time it would change is when he went to when he went to ECW and they changed his theme enough where you couldn't do the "You Suck" chant.
Yeah, it's like do like add like a drum.
Yeah, so you couldn't do it, and that pissed off a lot of people too, which was great. It was another heel within a heel turn. It was great, but yeah, eventually, they went back to it, and now Kurt just embraces it. But it's funny too because with Cena, before the turn, there were no more Cena sucks chants. It was always just let's go Cena. The entirety of the crowd had seemed to have completely gone, on Cena's side. He had finally achieved pretty much 100% of the fans loving him. And then he sells out at Elimination Chamber. And it's just like, I'm so excited for this year and what might happen. And at the same time, I'm absolutely terrified.
Isn't this the best time though when for somebody to turn when you finally have everyone behind you and everyone supports you and everyone loves you, and then you make the turn? That's when it feels most natural.
Yep.
Because you don't see it coming.
That's right.
And I don't think the three of us here would have seen. I mean, I know you were like, this is what I want to see.
Oh,
Scott.
this was my pipe dream for 20 years.
But
so me calling it on our Elimination Chamber pick show was just like, this is my fever dream. This is what I want to happen. And then actually just see it happen was just like, what timeline are we in?
I would have never put money on this. If somebody goes, hey, you want to put money that Cena turns heel? I would have been like, nah, not seeing it. That's how there was a higher chance of CM Punk going to AEW than there was for John Cena to turn heel.
I mean, that's true.
Well, we almost got it in 2012, but a certain someone got cold feet.
I mean, that's true.
and it wasn't Cena.
No.
He had everything ready too. He had new music.
I
He had.
know.
I
Ugh,
think.
that interview with Chris Van Vliet was great. Oh my god, I loved that so much.
Speaking of Chris Van Fleet, I know we're off subject for a second. Please go check out the Chris Bay interview.
Yes, I have to watch that myself. But yeah, I read some clips of some of the stuff that he said, and like especially like when he got hurt, that was absolutely wild.
Sorry, I know we were talking Cena, but Scott Brown. I was like, I got to bring this up real quick, but yeah, he had everything ready, and then now I like how he doesn't even run anymore. He just walks. Now
I know that was another thing that was great. Like there was no hustle. There was just like
No hustle, no loyalty, no respect.
all disrespect. Yeah,
I'm waiting for the next. I'm waiting that for the next towel. Just know everything, and then be like, no, make a wish, break a wish.
it's all break a wish. Yeah, now that makes me wonder. Like, is he now not going to do them anymore, or is he just going to insult the children the whole time? Also, did you guys see that they're doing something for WrestleMania where it's a one night like dinner with Cena, but the asking price is $25,000?
Yeah, I see that.
What's he gonna do? Insult you for the entire time you're having like a Wagyu steak with him? Like Jesus Christ! Like
You're
my
eating steak with
God.
them. Your steak looks crappy.
Or he
Your
purposely doesn't, and you get like McDonald's.
Right? Oh my God.
Yeah,
The
I'm gonna.
most
No,
McDonald's fun
he'd be like,
ever.
no, I'm gonna eat this steak. You go to McDonald's.
Or he just no shows.
I bought you Jack in the Box last night.
Jack.
It's
Oh
in the
no.
fridge.
Oh no.
What?
There's a Vegas story for you. Oh my God.
No, the heel turn be everybody like Waffle House. He's like, I brought you Denny's.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Denny's. Denny's is some good
I never
stuff.
had Denny's, so I can't say.
Yeah, Denny's is
Oh.
better than Waffle House. I will say it.
Waffle House is not good for the food.
No. It's good for the fight.
He's got to say.
You don't go for the experience. You don't go for the food. It's just Waffle House.
You just go for the legit real life WWE shit.
Yeah. I love how there's a guy out there that asks the wrestlers what their
Oh,
Waffle House.
Malcolm.
Yeah, I love Mal. We actually follow him now on Twitter because of the Elimination Chamber. After he asked The Rock what his Waffle House, I'm like, this is perfect. I'm like, I have to follow this guy.
I got shout. I like when he asked Raj Desi, like Jinder Mahal. He's
Yeah.
like, I know you. Last time I thought you Waffle House, but I think he interviewed him in like Toronto for Elimination Chamber. Well, during up there, he's like, what is your Tim Hortons order? I'm like, yes. Even Canadian. Oh, I love that. But yeah, I like Mouse and Malcolm. But it's funny though, like they gave it. Some people were giving him crap. JD. For that whole Waffle House. It's like, come on. Even The Rock's like, I think he was taking advice, but I like the question. Then he just lists off everything.
Yeah,
I'm
like you don't always have to be super serious when it comes to this shit. Like that is his lane. He likes to joke about Waffle House stuff, and let him go to town with it. Who gives a shit? Plus, I don't want to go on a rant when it comes to him. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because here at ATR we have positive, we have constructive criticism. We're not just no, I'm not doing it. Sam, please change the subject.
We've all been in bad relationships, folks. Regardless. Yeah, so within a month, guys, WrestleMania, you will be getting the full ATR treatment. Ethan will not be sleeping. If you guys have ever seen A Clockwork Orange, that's exactly what's going to happen to Ethan for like 3 weeks.
No, just a week of WrestleMania, Sam. Come on.
You got to do the week before and after. Remember, you got to prep yourself. You got to watch the go home stuff, and you got to watch the Fallout stuff. So 3 weeks, you're going to be there like Malcolm McDowell, where his eyes are like pro but like this. So we're going to put drops in.
You're all right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also going to look like the guy from Grandma's Boy. You're going to have like 30 monitors in front of you. So you're going to be watching everything going on.
Yeah, GCW one monitor, Tokyo Joshi on the other.
Yep. He even has the TV in the back, so he's got a mirror, so he can kind of keep an eye on that while things are happening in the front. Yeah.
Shit, what's going on in AEW?
I know. Watch on the phone.
Tablet.
Get your tablets. Yep. Ethan's watching everything on mute because otherwise his brain will just explode from all the different sounds and different.
You'd be like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm good.
It was like it's all be like white noise, and he's gonna be like, "You remember that Matt or when that interview when?" It's like, no, I don't remember that in the interview. Who said that? Oh.
He has to descramblize his eggs, his brain. I just thought of like the old Dare commercial from way back again before the two of you were born. Scramble, they drop the couple eggs in like a very hot skillet, and they're like, "This is your brain." Then crack the eggs. Like, this is your brain on drugs, and it's just they're all just like bubbling up and everything else. But yeah, so
And eggs are good for you, so don't forget to eat
absolutely.
eggs. Yeah. So guys, yeah. Ethan's gonna be doing his large coverage of everything going on during that time. We're gonna be doing our big go home show. I don't know. Maybe depending how we're feeling. Nah, we're not gonna. I was gonna say maybe how we're feeling. Maybe we'll stream something. Maybe we'll all get on and chat and do something. I don't know. It
We'll
is
see.
Easter weekend. We'll have the ham out. We'll be relaxing over
Ham
here.
/ turkey / anything you eat. Before we go, Sam, I know it's not Rising Sun, but keep an eye out at the end of April. Something a little different's gonna happen on Rising Sun. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Intriguing. Sam's like, wait a minute.
All right. I'm not going to ask because I'm a man who likes surprises, and I prefer that my surprises are served to me fresh.
Subway.
So, you know what? We're about to leave. However, let's Ethan, we didn't get time to talk about it. We won't talk about it, but why don't you give us the official Revolution ratings?
Oh yes.
Okay. By the way, who did win that show? I think it was Scott. Well, I gotta double check now because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yes, it was Scott. 7-1. I was 6-2, and Stan was 3-5. Oof. By the way. Yeah, I know, because we didn't get the pre-show.
Because they added 5 matches.
I regret nothing.
I regret. One sec. Okay. Sorry, one sec. Okay, you two talk for a sec. I gotta get them. One sec. You two talk for a minute. And then I'll do mine.
I could pull them up right now. I got them on the. You sent them to us in the chat.
That's right.
Oh, I thought he was fast forwarding for a moment. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I don't know what he has going on, but he's just doing everything really fast.
Okay. All right. I am so glad that I'm not the only one who's thought that. I was like, wait, did he just like speed walk through his like?
He just hit fast forward. He's doing everything really, really quick. Oh man, the allergy and the cold medicines really hit me now.
Oh no.
Oh man, we might have to do a non-wrestling show at some point.
That's true.
We haven't had a good good laugh.
I know. We need to do like a non-final bedlam somewhere else during the year.
Maybe we'll have to restructure Uncle Sam.
Yes. That'd be fun.
All right, sorry.
Okay. So before you get into it, Sam and I both had the same thought, and we don't know why, but it was hilarious. When you were like back by your TV in your closet, it looked like somebody pressed fast forward because you were like. I was like, wait a minute.
It's real life. What was I doing? Oh, Revolution ratings.
Yeah, the ratings.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so for Do Not Count, we had 4. No, sorry, 5, because there was one on the main show. But the only match that was confirmed on the pre-show was the Big Boom AJ match. But Sam's like, that don't work for me, brother. We're not doing that anymore. Which honestly, I agree. Because let's be honest, pre-show matches are kind of.
Yeah.
So Hologram and Commander against Lee John's Blake Christian. Actually, that was pretty fun. 7 out of 10. 8-man tag. Adam Cole's on that pre-show, by the way.
That hurts my soul.
It was him, O'Reilly and Strong, and Garcia against Sting Promotions. Rip. 6 out of 10. And then the Big Boom AJ match, 4 out of 10. Oh, Jericho and Gravity were on that pre-show, but it was no because they did more of an angle because he told Gravity's mad big deal. He was like, I'm coming for the save, but he gets ass beat too. So that Ring of Honor storyline continues. Main show, MJF first payment page, 9 out of 10. TBS title match 7 out of 10. Ricochet and Swerve 8 out of 10. Kano title match, that was another do not pick or do not count because yeah. Literally after we recorded, literally that match dropped. I was like, for fuck's sake.
Every time that happens to us.
6 out of 10. World Tag Title match was 4 out of 10. Guess why not? Women's title match 12 out of 10. International title match 11 out of 10. Steel cage match 12 out of 10. And the world title match 3 out of 10.
There are a lot of bangers on here, but then there's a lot of like
shitty.
There's a couple of junk where I'm just like, oh man, this must be a good card, and then I see like the 3 at the main event. I'm like, ooh.
Okay, so 1 sec. So Christian Cage cashed his contract, and people are making jokes that Moxley and Cole they want to lose. So they're like, all right, Christian, get in there and lose.
Which is too bad because that storyline was a lot of fun to watch.
So the main show score, I'll read them off. So cage match at 8.17, and Dave gave it a 4.5 stars.
So
what?
I was gonna say, what's the official? No, you finish reading the ratings because I want to.
7. So TBS match was 7.39, and that was 4 1/4 quarters from Dave. Swerve and Ricochet was 8.52. Dave gave it 4 3/4. All right, I can agree with those. Okada Brody was 6.77. Dave gave it 3 3/4 stars. That's kind of surprising with Okada, but I can't talk because I give 6 out of 10. The World Title match 4.63. Dave gave 1.5 star. The Hollywood ending match was 9.47 for cage match. Dave gave it a 5 star. First time in North America for the women. Been a while. International title match was 8.89, and he also gave that one 5 stars. Which, let's be honest, that Kenny Omega and Takeshi could shit that out 5 stars. Speaking of the 5-star king, we go to Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, 9.39, and also 5 stars. So 3 back to back there. And the world title match 3.07 cage match. Dave gave it 3 1/4 stars. He was a little generous on that one.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wait a minute.
He was a little generous on that.
I'm like, I had people comparing it to when they had the sparkler attack.
Oh no!
Like, I'm like, it was that bad? Holy shit! Because I'm still like, I don't know, a month and a half behind in AEW, so I haven't bought a pay-per-view in forever. When it comes, I don't have time. I barely have enough time to keep up with the WWE product than I do with everything else, which I hate, but it's just that's how life is. It's busy.
That's how it be.
Yep, I'll catch up eventually, but
Scott's like, screw the pay-per-views. I'm just gonna get Ethan's ratings. Yep. That's it.
That's all I need. Just Ethan's ratings. That's all I need. I'm like, all right, this was good. Keep going.
That's what matters. All right. Yeah. Before we head out, guys, Ethan, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Everywhere. No, I'm joking. Twitter, wrestling_fan_9. You can follow me on bodysim.net, Turnbuckle Time, Pro Wrestling Wire, PW Mania. Yeah, that's the forum on. Okay. Obviously ATR, because ATR is number 1. Sabu.
I was thinking Funaki. ATR number 1.
Yes. I missed that.
ATR number 1 wrestling podcast.
We gotta get up there, boys. We gotta crack the top 100. But yeah, you can follow me on there and my screen and everywhere else. So your turn, Samer Scott.
All right. I was gonna say Scott.
With me, you can find me pretty much everywhere as Scotty J Stream. Again, I am the North American wrestling whatever for our X channel. Ethan obviously covering the Japan side of things. 1/3 of ATR's war, and with the return of the Catch a View interview series, I haven't gotten the 5th person yet, but that will be episode 5. Will probably be coming maybe within the next couple of months. It definitely won't be a 3-year wait like it was for episodes 3 and 4. But yeah.
And guys, you can find me as the SOB official. I also run the Bedlam Media X account as media_Bedlam. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Above the Ring. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Subscribe there. We are pumping out more content on your streaming platform. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people why Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is the podcast if you're choosing why they should listen as well. Guys, we're out of time. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.